First at 5, a 16-year-old learns he will not be getting bail after being charged with murder. Sean Simpson is accused of killing 16-year-old Zaquavius Dawkins and also accused of trying to kill someone else Sunday night in Gastonia. Well, Simpson is now being charged under a law change which allows 16 and 17-year-olds to be charged as an adult in certain crimes. But that did not make things any easier for anyone involved today, as you just saw. As Derek Dellinger reports right now, the hearing only lasted a few minutes, but it was tough for both families.
The family of the victims, Zaquavius Dawkins, they were in court and they were quite emotional about what happened. You have to realize this is one of their first chances to see the teen accused of killing him. Sean Simpson came into Gaston County Court at points wiping away his tears as he stood before a judge. Just 16 years old, he's being charged with first-degree murder as an adult. That's as a result of a law change that went into effect in December, which allows teens his age to be charged as an adult in certain crimes. There was a realization that during this proceeding that the gravity was hitting him, a grand jury indictment that could come in the near future, and a moment that hit when a judge told him that he would not be seeing freedom anytime soon.
Court may impose a hold without bond. Court finds sufficient allegations to support the charges. Considering the charges, he is ordered held without bond.
This moment is tough to watch, but it was something that Zaquavius Dawkins' family says they needed to be here for.
Tough to watch. Tough to watch? That wasn't tough to watch at all. That was not tough to watch at all. The only people that it was tough to watch for would be that young man's family, who has to watch their out of control teen, family member, get locked up, possibly for the rest of his natural born life. But even more than that, what I would think would be tough to watch would be the family of the victims. The family of the victims. And you heard, I didn't even know this until I watched this. This is my first time watching this. I didn't even know that he attempted to kill somebody else as well. So after he successfully took the life of one teen, he tried to do it again days later. So this isn't tough to watch. No. This isn't tough to watch at all. This is easy. This is justice. And unfortunately, no amount of justice can bring back the life that was taken. But tough to watch? For who? He's sitting up there crying out, no. Don't cry now. No. Do not cry now. We don't want to see the tears now. You wasn't crying when you was taking the life, when you thought that it was, well, whatever beef y'all had was so important that you had to snuff a life out. You wasn't crying then. You wasn't yelling then. Now you standing up in court, now you crying. These little boys, it just reminds me at the end of the day that these are just little boys. Little boys. Little boys walking around pretending to play God with lives at risk. But don't cry now. No. No sympathy from me. No sympathy from me. If his family really cared, they would have kept him out of the streets and kept him from running around and being a menace to the society and the community. I come from a family where in my own personal family, my close immediate family, and everybody that I know, all of the fathers that I know, we watch our kids. We make sure our kids don't be out here in the streets like this. We do our part to make sure that our kids aren't out here being a menace to the community and being a devil and a demon out in the streets. We police our own children so that other people and the authorities don't have to do it for us, so that we don't have to get a phone call one day letting us know that one of our children are locked up somewhere for a crime that they just committed. So no, you don't get no. I feel sorry for him. Hard to watch? No, Not at all.
Simpson accused of killing Dawkins Sunday night along Chester Street. Simpson also accused with attempted first-degree murder involving another victim.
Look at that.
Dawkins' family says he was going to get medical supplies for his mother when he was killed. After Wednesday's court appearance, things were still raw for Dawkins' family.
It's affected everybody, even the neighborhood that he lives in. It affected everybody.
Her grandson overcoming health issues as a baby and eventually playing football at Ashbrook High School. In recent days, and even after court Wednesday, Dawkins' family could not help but tell us how kind he was.
He was sweet. He was kind. He would do anything for anybody.
Which has made this all the more tough. But there's a realization here from Dawkins' family that justice must come, even for a suspect that's so young.
He is really young, and he took an innocent life, which was a part of me. I felt bad, you know, but I mean, you know, you out here doing big boy things, and this is what's going to happen. You got to suffer the consequences.
Simpson's next court date is set for February, though we're told he could be indicted by a grand jury before then, but he will remain in jail given the charges. At the Gaston County Courthouse, Derek Dellinger, Queen City News.
So you was so much of a demon out here that after taking one life, you decided that wasn't enough, and you was going to try to take another one. And we really talking about people feeling sorry for this kid. Are y'all serious? Are we fucking serious? You want to try to extend some type of anything for this kid? No. He's a lost cause. He done. No, I think that we should stop wasting time on people and unfortunately little adolescent demons like this one who are lost causes. And we should focus our attention on all of the other ones that are left behind. There's an interesting scripture in the Bible. And it comes from the story of when Jesus was being persecuted and he was on his way he was being toted through the city, and he was on his way to be nailed up to the cross. And one of the very many women in the city were crying for him. They were crying out for him, and all the different people were crying out for him. And he tells them, he says, you know, don't weep for me, weep not for me, weep for your sons and daughters and those that remain. In other words, don't cry for me. Don't cry for me. What's done is about to be done. You need to be crying for the ones that are left behind, for the ones that have to deal with what's about to happen, with the fallout and the aftermath of what's about to happen. And that's the same thing that we can apply here. Different circumstance, but same thing that we can apply here. We don't need to weep for this kid. Not at all. We need to weep for the ones that remain, for the family that is closely associated to the other kid whose life was taken. All over what? Whatever it was so trivial that they didn't even name what it was in any of the documents or in the news articles or clippings. No, we're not going to weep for him. Not at all. Nope. We're going to weep for the family that has to suffer now that their loved one is gone up out of here and will never see another light, another sunrise. Meanwhile, this little kid, despite his sentence, will still be allowed to breathe air. I want y'all to see, now this one I did see. This is a clip here. Let me go to it. Pretty much the same information, but it had a specific moment in this one that I did see.
The charges, he is ordered held without bond, pending indictment and grand jury. All right.
Yara, his new court date is going to be
An emotional day in court for a 16-year-old charged with first-degree murder and the victim's family. Police arrested and charged Sean Simpson on Tuesday in connection to a deadly shooting over the weekend in Gastonia. The victim's family says they're happy their loved one's alleged killer is behind bars, but now two families are dealing with the loss of two lives. For the first time, the family of Zaquavius Dawkins came face to face with the teen charged with his murder.
It's affected everybody.
Don't look sorry.
Even the neighborhood that he lives in.
Police charged Sean Simpson with first-degree murder after they say he shot and killed Dawkins on Sunday. Dawkins was walking to a store on North Chester Street to pick up items for his disabled mother when it happened.
He was sweet. He was kind. He would do anything for anybody. I mean, all you have to do is just say, Tank, will you go do this? Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Family members say the two got into an altercation last year that they thought had been resolved.
For him to not be here today, we're all heartbroken. We're heartbroken.
During his hearing on Wednesday, Simpson became emotional while the judge read his charges and appointed him a capital defender.
I love you, Baba. I love you.
Dawkins' family says this is a painful reminder of the lasting impact youth.
She couldn't even look at him. She couldn't even look at him. Don't yell for mama now. Do not yell for mama now. When he walked into the courtroom, I didn't see a look of any type of remorse or anything on his face. The remorse and regret didn't come until the judge told him, yo, you not getting no bond. In other words, you won't see the outside of here of your natural born life ever again. You done. That's when it hit him. Only then and only then did he start to rethink his actions. For whatever reason, we don't want to talk to our kids about how real shit gets out here. We want to try to hide them from things. And so that then when they get exposed to it and they out here in the streets and they running around because they thought that being a gangbanger was a good idea, now all of a sudden we got to go have the uncomfortable conversations that we didn't have when they were under our care and our tutelage. It's too late then. You got to train them up in the way that they should go. Train them up in the way that they should go so that later on, that's all right. Listen, y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments. Another case of unfortunate teen violence. And this young man hopefully will be off the streets and out of our hair for the rest of his natural born life, because that's what he deserves. A life for a life is what I say. Anyway, I'll see y'all on the next one later, y'all.